Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Namaste to all future gadgeted officers, IS, IPS, doctors, surgeon. Knowledge is like medicine, it may take time. Knowledge is like medicine, it may take time, but it heals ignorance and open doors of success. So welcome back to my channel. In today's session, we continue our journey through the gastrointestinal tract, part 7, where we will explore liver and pancreas disorders in detail, simple, and exam oriented way. Main content: pancreas disorders, diabetes mellitus, type 1, type 2, gestational diabetes, causes, symptoms, and treatments, pancreatitis, acute versus chronic, pancreatic cancer. Then we will discuss about liver disorders, stages of liver disorders, liver disease, hepatitis, inflammation, fibrosis, scar formation, cirrhosis, advanced scarring and dysfunction, carcinoma means liver cancer. Liver cancer causes, warning signs, and possible treatments. Common symptoms of liver disorders are jaundice, abdominal pain, swelling, fatigue, nausea. So there are some management and cure to change your lifestyle, medicine, surgery, transplant in severe cases. So next biology video, gastrointestinal tract part 8, small intestine, large intestine, anatomy, function and disorders. Next, English video, subject verb agreement, clause, idioms, preposition, especially curated for SSC, SBI, IBPS, NDA, CDS, UPSC, BPSC, and many other competitive exams. And also, don't forget to watch my weekly current affairs, science, and technology series uploaded in parts with detailed explanation. So, health of the body and knowledge of the mind both are priceless treasures. So, we are going to learn about liver and pancreas. Just as liver and pancreas keep our body balanced, knowledge keeps our future secure. So, keep learning, keep growing, and never give up. After watching this video, if you found this video useful, do like, share, and subscribe to support this channel and continue learning with me. So let's get started to explore more about liver and pancreas disorders. Pancreas act as a heterocrine gland, which I explain in gastrointestinal tract 6 and 7, exocrine function and endocrine function. Exocrine function, it secretes different types of intestinal enzymes, and endocrine function, it releases hormones like insulin and glucagon into the bloodstream. So pancreas digestive enzymes of the pancreas are amylase, lipase, protease, trypsin, chymotrypsin. So kindly watch the previous video. So amylase help in digestion of carbohydrate, breaking down their starches into sugar for energy in the body. Lipase, your body uses these along with the bile which is coming from the liver and help in the breakdown of fat, means emulsification of fat. Without enough food, the body cannot absorb essential fat soluble vitamins. So enough fat is needed to absorb fat soluble vitamin, that is ADEK. Protease enzyme is also essential to protect your body from different types of bacteria and yeast that may be found in the intestine. And protease trypsin is also required to break down a protein into amino acid. Trypsin and chymotrypsin also required to involve in the digestion of proteins. So there are few condition and disorder that can affect the pancreas. First is type 1 diabetes, second is type 2 diabetes, third is hyperglycemia, high blood sugar. Fourth is hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. Next is pancreatitis, and next is pancreatic cancer. So these are the problem associated with the pancreas if we will not take care of our pancreas properly. Type 1 diabetes occurs when your pancreas does not produce enough insulin. Type 2 diabetes occurs when your body make insulin but does not use it properly, does not use it correctly. High blood sugar is called hyperglycemia when your body produces too much sugar in your body. So Ava 130, 120 like that mg. Hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, which when your body produces too much insulin, it causes low blood sugar level. When your body hypoglycemia, when your body produces too much sugar, and it causes low blood sugar levels, hypoglycemia, so low blood sugar. Pancreatitis happen when enzymes start to work in the pancreas before they reach the duodenum. Pancreatitis means enzymes start to work in the pancreas before they reach the duodenum. So it result in so many problem like gallstone or alcohol use disorder. So pancreatitis can be temporary or sometimes it is chronic, means long lasting. Pancreatic cancer can be difficult to detect and treat. Cancer is malignant tissue in the pancreas. Diabetes, for we are treatment, we are using insulin replacement. Pancreatic cancer, chemotherapy, radiation and surgery. Pancreatitis, dietary changes, medication, and sometimes surgery is needed. Some people may need a pancreas transplant or pancreatectomy, means surgical removal of some or all part of their pancreas, all pancreas. That is known as a pancreatectomy. So less commonly, people may have a transplants of islands of Langerhans cell, that is a pancreatic cell that help in making insulin and glucagon. So less commonly, people may have a transplants of islet of Langerhans cell of pancreas into their liver to maintain insulin function. So type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, hyperglycemia, high blood sugar in a high blood sugar level, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar level, pancreatitis means when their enzymes start to work in the pancreas before they reach the duodenum. Pancreatic cancer, malignant cancer. So, pancreas also secretes hormone alpha, beta, delta, and PP cell, which I have explained in previous video. Kindly watch that video. Alpha glucagon secretion increase blood glucose level, beta insulin reduce blood glucose levels, delta secretes somatostatin inhibit insulin and glucagon release, and F or PP cell pancreatic polypeptide role in appetite and regulates both endocrine and exocrine secretion. Hyperglycemia means more than 120 mg when the blood glucose level is more than 100. Or so hyperglycemia is a when your blood glucose level are increased more than 120 like that, more than 120 mg. So sensor in the pancreas detect this and stimulate the beta cell to increase the release of insulin. When blood glucose level drop below 80 mg, so this stage is hypoglycemia and the alpha cell are stimulated and glucagon is released. So in this way, it is help in maintaining the homeostasis, blood glucose level. So diabetes causes because of the malfunction of homeostatic system in the body. So these changes of blood glucose level are controlled by homeostatic mechanism, means antagonistic hormone insulin and glucagon. So when these secretion are not done properly, so it causes diabetes 1 or diabetes 2. Hyperglycemic more than 120 and then hypoglycemic less than 180, less than 80. So diabetes mellitus is a disorder of insulin production and secretion and or the target cell responsiveness to insulin. Diabetes mellitus homeostasis units, the blood glucose level should be between the 7 to 110 mg per dl. Hyperglycemia means high blood glucose levels more than 130, 130. So it becomes hyperglycemia. This patient is having 160 mg per dl. So it is suffering from elevated blood glucose level, which is called hyperglycemia. This patient is suffering from having low blood glucose level, so hypoglycemia. So, type 1, I explained in the previous video everything how it's happened. So, kindly watch the previous video. So, type 1 diabetes is autoimmune disease where the beta cell of the pancreas are attacked. Where type 1 diabetes, autoimmune disease, what does it mean? Autoimmune. Autoimmune means auto means self. So, it is attacking on own self. So it is attacking the beta cell of the pancreas are attacked. So type 1 diabetes is dangerous type diabetes. Individual with type 1 diabetes do not produce insulin. Instead of that, it is a autoimmune disease. So it is it itself attack the beta cell of the pancreas, but destroying own self cell. So individual with type 1 diabetes do not produce insulin, so must rely on depend on artificial insulin to survive. About type 2 diabetes account for about 95% of all the people are suffering from type 2 diabetes. About 80 to 90% of type 2 cases are because of obesity, because of more weight. Cell becomes resistant to insulin. Type 2 diabetes mostly related to obesity and sedentary life, and may be reversed by weight loss and your eating habits. So diabetes occurs when blood glucose level sugars are too high, that is a hyperglycemia, either because of the pancreas cannot make, or either because the pancreas cannot make enough insulin or any at all. So, or the body cannot utilize it properly. So diabetes occur, the first one, if the blood glucose level is very high, or the pancreas cannot make enough insulin, or body cannot utilize insulin properly. So these are the reason of diabetes. If insulin level are too high, hypoglycemia, glucose cannot enter the body and build up in the bloodstream. So this can lead to also different types of issues, problems all over the body. So it can affect your eyes, kidneys, heart, and nerves. If your blood glucose level is very less, this it also causes a problem. It affects your eyes, kidneys, hearts, and nerves. There are three types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, gestational diabetes. Type 1 affect mostly younger people. Type 1 affects mostly younger people, but it is not always the case. It is thought to be caused by autoimmune, which attack its own cell. And other reason is in environmental factors such as viruses in genetically susceptible in individuals. The individual which is a genetically susceptible. So in this, there is a case of environmental factors such as viruses affect that type of individual. So it's they suffer from type 1. Rare cases, someone with type 1 diabetes will need to take insulin every day for the rest of their life. Type 1 diabetes patient have to take insulin every day. Type 2 diabetes is more commonly seen in adults, although children and young adults can also develop it because of its sedentary lifestyle and because of its wrong eating habits. Risk factors include type 2 diabetes genetics, mother, father, a grandfather, parents are having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, obesity is also reason, and lack of exercise means sedentary lifestyle, and wrong eating habits. So symptom can take years to appear, and some people may not notice any that he or she is suffering from type 2 diabetes. Next one is a gestational diabetes, which can occur during pregnancy. Gestation means pregnancy. So gestational diabetes occur during pregnancy and affect the health of both the mother and child because it is occurring during the pregnancy. So it often occurs with no symptoms or very mild symptoms, such as increased third. Mother will feel always thirsty or urinate more. So other possible symptoms of diabetes includes unintentional weight loss. You just look at the person is within a few days, if he lost weight, so there may be chances he is suffering from diabetes. Increased hunger, it is also one symptom. Feeling very tired, fatigue, exhausted, blurred vision, numbness or tingling sensation in the hands and feet. So these are the symptom of diabetes. There is a secretion of blood, insulin is abnormal in the body of that person. So someone with diabetes may also have ulcer that take a long time to heal, pick up repeated infection, and have very dry skin. A person, it is also one symptom. If a person is suffering from diabetes may also have ulcer, and that ulcer take a long time to heal, then pick up repeated infection continuously, that ulcer is getting infection or wound, it is taking time to healing of any wound, that person is also suffering from diabetes. It is also one symptom. And the person having very dry skin is also symptom of diabetes. So gestational diabetes, some women develop diabetes late in their pregnancy. So in gestational diabetes, pregnancy related hormones may interfere with how insulin works. So, pregnancy related hormones may disturb with how insulin works. So, these conditions normally disappear after the pregnancy ends, after giving birth to the child. However, if you had gestational diabetes, if you had means if any women had gestational diabetes, that women at greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes in the futures. If any women had gestational diabetes during pregnancy, that women had the chance of having type 2 diabetes in the future. Gestational diabetes is type of diabetes that develop during pregnancy. The body cell become less sensitive to insulin resistant, and some women cannot produce enough extra insulin to compensate. So it often has no symptom, but some women experience increased thirst, increased urination, increased fatigueness, blood vision, or frequent infection, any type of infection. Usually, it is diagnosed between the 24th and 28th week of pregnancy through blood sugar test. Managed treatment is to include diet and exercise. Take care of proper diet and exercise. Sometimes insulin or metformin is required to treat gestational diabetes. If untreated, it can lead to larger babies. The babies become larger. It may lead to premature birth of baby also, or other complication for both mother and baby. It will create. There may be chances. So risk of gestational diabetes, blood sugar that is too high raises the risk for stillbirth, very small baby, fetal growth restriction, or very large baby. Very large baby is called macrosomia. If the and other women is suffering, pregnant women suffering from gestational diabetes, there may be a chances of difficult natural labor, or she has to go for cesarean birth. C-section birth means surgery. She will deliver child. Problems with blood sugar or chemical balance in the body during the first few days after delivery. So these are the problem risk of gestational diabetes. Chemical balance in the body will disturb during the first few days after delivery. So after delivery means women who is pregnant women who is a gestational diabetes. So after delivery, high blood sugar levels often go back to normal after delivery. Still, many women with gestational diabetes develop diabetes within 5 to 10 years after giving birth, and that is a type 2 diabetes because of the obesity. Women with gestational diabetes should be watched closely after giving birth. So they should also continue to get checked at future clinic appointments for sign of diabetes that is persisting. Type 1 diabetes is called juvenile diabetes, which is an autoimmune disorder, which is attacking the beta cell of insulin cell, harming own self. So autoimmune disorder. The immune system attack the pancreas because it's no longer able to recognize self cell and non self cell. So it start attacking its own cell, self cell. So type 1 diabetes is dangerous type of diabetes. It is an autoimmune disorder. It is a chronic disturbance of glucose homeostasis, which the body cannot fix on its own. There is a no chances the body can fix by its own. So type 1 diabetes is autoimmune condition that often present at a young age. Point should be noted. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition that often presents at a young age. For this reason, it is sometimes called juvenile diabetes because it often occurs at a young youth. In type 1 diabetes, the immune system destroy the insulin secreting beta cell in the pancreas, means attacking its own cell. So people with type 1 diabetes often experience very high blood sugar, cannot absorb or use much of it due to low insulin level. So that person has to take insulin daily, on a daily basis. Diabetes mellitus type 2 is a more common form of diabetes which is affecting 6% of the population. It is also known as adult onset diabetes, and it typically occurs in adult over the age of 40. So 90% of diabetics are type 2. 90% of diabetic people which are suffering for diabetes are type 2 diabetes. So it is known as adult onset diabetes because it typically occurs in adult over the age of 40. In type 2 diabetes, the body produces insulin. It is either in insufficient quantities or the body cell neither recognize nor respond to the insulin. So these are the symptoms. Either beta cell produces insulin but in improper amount, not in proper quantity, or the body cell not able to recognize or not able to respond to the insulin. So this form of diabetes is often successfully treated by means of changes in your diet and do exercise. So, with the help of proper diet and with the help of regular exercise, type 2 diabetes will be cured. Type 2 diabetes is most common type of diabetes and usually developed due to lifestyle issues such as being overweight, sedentary lifestyle, wrong eating habits. So these are the causes. So people with type 2 diabetes have insulin resistance, which means that the cells do not respond properly when insulin instruct them to absorb glucose from the bloodstream. So type 2 diabetes people have insulin resistance. It means its insulin do not have the ability to absorb glucose from the bloodstream properly. Over time, type 2 diabetes makes your body produce less insulin, which further raises your blood sugar levels, and your HbA1c will be gradually increased, which indicates your 3-month blood glucose sugar levels. Both form of diabetes can cause type 1 type 2 diabetes can cause rapid weight loss, blindness also, or or circulatory disorders that may have serious consequences. Key aspects of diabetes is characterized by high blood sugar levels. Insulin is a hormone which is produced by the beta cell of pancreas, help regulate blood sugar. When insulin insufficient or ineffective, blood sugar rises. Common symptom means increased thirst, increased urination, unexplained weight loss, fatigue, blood vision, slow healing sores, slow healing wound. Complication: long term high blood sugar can lead to serious complication like you suffer from heart disease, nerve damage, kidney disease, eye problems. So type 1 treatment is insulin injection or pump therapy. Type 1 treatment is insulin injection or pump therapy. Blood sugar monitoring and carbohydrate counting are essential for type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, you should do the lifestyle changes, change your diet, do regular exercise, weight management are important. Medication, oral or injectable, and insulin may also be needed in some cases when it is uncontrolled. So, regular monitoring of blood sugar levels, healthy eating, physical activity, medication adherence are important for managing diabetes and preventing complication. Risk factors are family history, means genetic, Obesity, inactivity means you are not, you are always sitting and doing work and not moving. Your lifestyle is full of sedentary lifestyle. Certain ethnicities can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Prevention is to you have to adapt a healthy lifestyle to prevent or delay the onset of type 2 diabetes. For diagnosis and treatment are timely diagnosis and treatment are crucial to minimize the risk of complication. So diabetes, according to World Health Organization, diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin or the body cannot make enough insulin. So now next is pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is inflammation of the pancreas. It can be acute, comes on suddenly, or chronic, last a long time. Inflammation of the pancreas, pancreatitis, it can be acute, means it arises suddenly. Chronic means it lasts a long time. The most common causes for both are you are consuming too much alcohol, many alcohol consumption, excess alcohol consumption, or gallstone blocking the common bile duct. So it is also reason of pancreatitis, mean inflammation of pancreas. Gallstone blocking the common bile duct or any genetic condition, and certain medication also causes inflammation of pancreas, means pancreatitis is caused when the digestive enzyme produced by the pancreas attack the pancreas itself. It can cause severe abdominal pain that may spread to the person back. Other symptoms can include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, greasy, foul smelling stool, unexplained weight loss, fever, jaundice. In chronic pancreatitis, the person may not experience symptom until it has caused complication. About pancreatic cancer can occur in either the exocrine and endocrine cell of the pancreas. Exocrine cancer are the most common, with adenocarcinoma, which is accounting 95% of pancreatic cancer. So this type of adenocarcinoma cancer leads to reduction of pancreatic digestive enzymes, and symptom includes unintentional weight loss, many weight loss. Cancer of the endocrine cell is known as neuroendocrine cancer, is comparatively rare. So, in early pancreatic cancer, people often do not have any symptom. So, it is often detected in the later stage. It is a problem. Pancreatic cancer is often detected in the later stage when it may have already spread and is very difficult to treat. So, pancreatic cancer is often don't have any symptom, but it is detected in later stage. So, it is very difficult to treat pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer account for 3% of United States cancer cases, and there is currently no standard pancreatic cancer screening test. So pancreatitis, the exocrine pancreas is responsible for secretion of ions, including bicarbonates, chloride, sodium, potassium, so which help in pH balance of the intestinal tract and in the delivery of digestive enzymes. For example, bicarbonate, as you know, it help in neutralization of acidic chyme, so neutralize gastric acid in the duodenum. The pancreas also secretes different type of digestive enzymes. So recall that endocrine cell of the pancreas secretes insulin and other hormones to regulate blood sugar level, to maintain blood sugar level homeostasis. Acute pancreatitis is one of the most common gastrointestinal causes of hospitalization. Pancreatitis is inflammation of pancreas which can disturb its functioning. Symptoms are severe abdominal pain after having food, pain in upper abdominal, pain that goes back, rapid heartbeat also, upset stomach, fever, unwanted weight loss, nausea, vomiting, oily stool, tender and swollen belly, diarrhea, bleeding, dehydration. So these are the symptoms. So pancreatic causes are moderate or heavy alcohol consumption, smoking also. 25% cases of pancreatitis are because of heavy alcohol and consumption and smoking. Second is the gallbladder stone, 40% cases of acute pancreatitis. Hormonal abnormalities, abdominal injury, hereditary condition, obesity, recurrent acute pancreatitis can cause chronic pancreatitis. Cystic fibrosis is another cause of pancreatitis. Inherited life-threatening disorder is cystic fibrosis that damage the digestive system and even though your lungs. Certain medication is required. So increased level of triglyceride means fat in the blood that gives energy is other the reason of pancreatitis. When the increased level of triglycerides, when you go for the lipid profile test and the level of triglyceride is more than 500, it also cause of pancreatitis, and it's require abdominal surgery in case of acute case. So acute pancreatitis occurs suddenly and usually resolve within a few days with treatment. It can be triggered by gallstone, alcohol abuse, trauma, and a certain medication. So it often involves a short hospital stay for giving intravenous fluids, pain management, and sometimes antibiotics. So while most cases of acute pancreatitis are mild and resolve on their own, severe cases can lead to life-threatening complication. Chronic pancreatitis is a persistent condition that gets worse over time and cause permanent damage of your pancreas. Causes linked to heavy alcohol use, you consume too much alcohol, smoking is more, but also can be caused by other factors like cystic fibrosis, inherited disorder, and certain medication. So symptoms includes continuous nausea, vomiting, weight loss, and oily stools. Treatment focuses on managing symptom and complication as the damage is irreversible. So treatment may include pain management, nutritional support, and sometimes surgery is needed to address blockages. So chronic pancreatitis can lead to because of severe chronic pancreatitis, it can lead to pancreatic cancer, which is a serious concern. So pancreatitis cause in genetics is given here. So in pancreatitis, there is a systematic inflammatory response to damage to your pancreatic cell, which is the most commonly due to trypsin. Trypsin causes autodigestion in the pancreatic tissue. In other words, you are breaking down and digesting your own your pancreas, and the cell damage causes your immune system to respond. So these are the problem of pancreatitis. So trigger the reason gallstone, alcohol abuse, pathogen, injury to the pancreas, autoimmune pancreatitis, genetic mutation. So these are the reason. Natural solution for pancreatitis: magnesium. High, if you're consuming high calcium concentration, if you're consuming more calcium concentration, it help in initiate or exacerbate pancreatitis, means it's helping increase the pancreatitis. But magnesium, if you consume magnesium product, magnesium, it will help to reduce the high calcium levels. So these are the natural solution. Now sulforaphane is a natural way to protect against oxidative stress and stop the activation of inflammatory pathway. Butyrate is administration of sodium butyrates prior to the onset of pancreatitis, reduce the pancreatitis activation. Now, most important thing you have to, I'm not explaining about the genetic variants, TL4 gene, CCL2 gene, TNF gene, IL8 gene. So these are the responses, genetic variants in immune response influence. These are the gene influence pancreatitis. Other variants involved in hereditary pancreatitis, the genes are PRSS1 genes, SPINK1 genes, CTCR genes, CPSC2 genes. So one important point you should mean first to take the magnesium more than sulforaphane is a natural way to protect, and then butyrate, sodium butyrate is help to solve pancreatitis. Now, most important thing, one function of vitamin D is to regulate calcium homeostasis. So, in this way, vitamin D help to prevent pancreatitis due to calcium dysregulation. So these are about the pancreatic cancer. Develop when the cell in the pancreas changes, leading to uncontrolled growth, metastatic growth, and potential to spread to other part of the body. The cell become metastatic. So early symptoms can be vague and may include abdominal or back pain. So it is not early symptoms is not noticeable. There is some cause is jaundice, also weight loss and change in bowel habits. Risk factors are the same: smoking, obesity, family history of pancreatic cancers, chronic pancreatitis. These are the reason of pancreatic cancer. Diagnosis with the help of CT scan and MRI. Treatment includes surgery, chemotherapy, radiation therapy. Pancreatic cancer prognosis for pancreatic cancer is often challenging, and survival rates are generally very low. Very important point. Survival rate of pancreatic cancer are very low, especially when diagnosed at later stage. Types of pancreatic cancer: exocrine tumors like adenocarcinoma are the most common, and endocrine tumor, neuroendocrine tumors are less frequent and have a potentially better prognosis. So, well, there is a no guaranteed way to prevent pancreatic cancer. So, maintain a healthy weight, no need to smoke, and manage diabetes can reduce the risk of pancreatic cancer. So these are the exocrine tumor and endocrine tumor. Exocrine tumor is the most common type of pancreatic cancer, which is known as a adenocarcinoma. And endocrine tumor is known as a neuroendocrine tumor, is a found in about 7 to 8% of people having pancreatic cancer. Now, pancreas secretes digestive enzymes, which you know very well. So these enzymes act as a biological catalyst. So this is the reason we have to take care of our pancreas. It secretes juice and then transferred into the small intestine where the digestion of food will complete. Pancreas secretes enzyme endopeptides like trypsin, which help in breakdown of peptide bond between amino acid and polypeptide. It secretes lipase, which help in the catalyze the hydrolysis of lipids, triglycerides, and phospholipids. It also secretes pancreatic amylase, which help in the digestion of starch. It also secretes pancreatic juice, which is the alkaline basic in enzymes, which neutralize the acidic gastric juice and acidic chyme and help in the digestion of food. So its pH is around 7 to 8 in small intestine. Pancreatic, it's alkaline in nature, basic in nature. So our pancreas is controlled by inferic nervous system and through hormones produced and released by the stomach. Enzymes are produced by ribosome in the pancreatic gland cell, excreted by exocytosis and smaller ducts. It is coming that enzymes are excreted with the help of exocytosis and with the help of pancreatic ducts, which smaller ducts which combine to form the pancreatic ducts. So pancreatic juice flow through the pancreatic duct into the lumen of a small intestine, into the duodenum of first part of a small intestine. So we have to take care of pancreas. We have to take care of our liver also, because liver and pancreas plays very important role in digestion. So both organ produce enzymes and substances which is necessary for breaking down of food and absorbing nutrients. Pancreas produce digestive enzymes like pancreatic amylase, lipase, and protease. Release insulin, glucagon to regulate blood sugar level. Liver produces bile, which help in the emulsification of fat, digestion of fat, and enhances fat absorption. Liver metabolizes nutrients and store glycogen for energy in the liver and muscle. Liver also detoxify blood by breaking down harmful substances. So together the role of pancreas and liver in digestion ensure the body efficiently process, digest food and maintain our metabolic homeostasis. So we have to take care of our pancreas and liver. Now we are going to know about the stages of chronic liver disease. First is hepatitis, second stage is fibrosis, third is cirrhosis, fourth is liver failure. So these are the chronic liver disease progress in roughly 4 stages. So these are the stages of chronic liver disease. How common is liver disease? Approximately 1.8% of United States adults have liver disease. It causes about 57,000 US death a year. In a single year. Globally, it causes about 2 million death per year, or 4% of all death because of liver disease. Death are mostly from complication of cirrhosis. Death are mostly the reason of complication of liver cirrhosis, with acute liver failure accounting for a small portion. Acute liver failure, which account for very small portion of death. Liver disease affect males twice as often as females. Very important point. Liver disease affects male twice as often as female. What are the risk factor for acquiring liver diseases? Alcohol consumption is more, use intravenous drugs, use more pain relievers like aspirin or acetaminophen. So do not use this type of pain relievers, more aspirin or acetaminophen. Have metabolic syndromes or lack of exercise, regularly exposed to toxic chemicals, regularly exposed to other body people's blood or body fluid. So these are the risk factor for acquiring liver diseases. So chronic liver disease progress in roughly four stages. First is hepatitis. Hepatitis type is A, B, C, D, E. Hepatitis means inflammation in your liver tissue. Inflammation in your liver tissue responds to any injury or any toxicity. So it is a attempt to purge infection and start the healing process. Acute hepatitis is an immediate and temporary response, often accomplishes this. But when the injury or toxicity continues, the inflammation also continues. So chronic hepatitis causes hyperactive healing that eventually result in scarring. If there is a chronic hepatitis, it causes hyperactive healing that eventually results in fibrosis, means scarring. So healthy liver, now it becomes after hepatitis it becomes fibrosis. Fibrosis is gradual stiffening of your liver as the thin bands of scar tissue gradually add up. Scar tissue reduces blood flow through your liver, which reduces its access to oxygen in nutrition. So blood flow reduces, so accessibility to oxygen, supply of oxygen in nutrients is also disturbed. This is how your liver's vitality begins to liver's health begins to gradually slowly decline. Remarkably, some amount of fibrosis is reversible. Your livers have the ability to regenerate, and scarring can diminish if the damage slows down enough for it to recover. If the damage is slow or less, liver can regenerate. Types of hepatitis is A, B, C, D, E. So hepatitis A, sources of virus coming from feces. Hepatitis B, from blood or blood delivery blood fluids. Hepatitis C, sources of virus are blood delivery body fluids. Hepatitis D, same the blood from blood delivery body fluids. And hepatitis A and E, sources of viruses are from feces. Hepatitis A, spread from contaminated food or drink. Hepatitis B, during childbirth, contacted with infected body fluid or sexual contact. Hepatitis C, spread through contact with infected body fluid or sexual contact. Hepatitis D, spreads with the help of contact with infected body fluids only. It also cause contact with infected body fluid only in occurs people who infected with vitamins B. Very important B, people get vitamin hepatitis D if the prior it is infected by hepatitis B. So that people will get that patient will get hepatitis D, or another reason is sexual contact. And then hepatitis E is contaminated food or drink. So A or E is same like contaminated food and drink. Now prevention is practices good hygiene, vaccination, uh, avoid sharing needles, toothbrush, and savers. For hepatitis B vaccination, hepatitis D is then avoid sharing, practice good hygiene. So these are the factors. Now about the WHO, which said about the hepatitis E as a chronic cancer-like syndrome, which I explain in our current affairs science and technology series. Stage 3 is cirrhosis, which is severe. Cirrhosis is severe, scarring in your liver. This is the stage where fibrosis is no longer, it is liver is not having the ability to regenerate. So it now move toward the cirrhosis when is a permanent scarring in your liver, and your liver is no longer has enough healthy cell left to work with, and your tissue can no longer regenerate. But you can still slow or stop the damage. How can you stop the cirrhosis damage at this stage? Cirrhosis will begin to affect your liver function, but your body will attempt to compensate for the loss, so might not notice at first. So this is the reason it may not noticed at first. If the cirrhosis will continue permanently scarring in your livers, then it will lead to liver failures. Your liver can no longer function. It's not able to function adequately, properly for your body's needs. So this stage liver failure is called decompensated cirrhosis. Your body cannot no longer compensate it for the losses. As liver function begin to break down, you will begin to feel the effects throughout your body. You suffer. Chronic liver failure is a gradual process, but it is eventually fatal. It leads to death without a liver transplant. You need a healthy liver to live. So what are the sign and symptom of later stage liver disease? Jaundice, dark colored pee, light colored poop, digestive difficulties, especially with fats, smelling breaths, itchy skin, that is known as the pruritus, weight loss and muscle loss, mild brain impairments. So these are the sign and symptoms of later stage liver disease. Jaundice, dark colored pee, urine, light colored poop, stool, so smelling breath, weight loss, muscle loss, hepatic encephalopathy, mild brain impairment, pertussis, itchy skin, spoon nails, terry nails, nails clubbing, spider angiomas, tiny red dots on your skin. So these are the symptoms of later stage of liver diseases. So liver cancer. Primary liver cancer is a disease in which malignant cancer form in the tissue of the liver. So cancer that forms in other parts of the body and spreads to the liver is not primary liver cancer. Points it should be noted. If any cell is malignant in your body, it becomes cancerous and spreads to the liver is not a primary liver cancer. The liver is one of the largest organ in your body. So it has two lobes and filled with upper right side of the abdomen inside the rib cage. It is the position of liver. So the main function of the liver includes to make bile, to store glycogen, to filter harmful substances, means help in detoxification and the harmful substances that can be passed from the body in the form of stool and urine. Types of liver cancer is hepatocellular carcinoma and bile duct cancer. The bile duct cancer is known as a cholangiocarcinoma. Main type of these are the adult primary liver cancer. Most adult primary liver cancer are hepatocellular carcinoma. This type of liver cancer is the third leading cause of cancer related death worldwide. Cancer related third death worldwide is primary liver cancer, which is the hepatocellular carcinoma. Primary liver cancer can occur in both adult and children. However, treatment for children is different from the treatment for adults. For now, I'm explaining about the childhood cancer also. So for that, this is the reason it's written in the slide. Liver cancer is a disease where malignant cell form the tissue of the liver. The most common is hepatocellular carcinoma, originates in the liver, main type of cell, and liver cell, as you know, hepatocytes. So it is serious illness, ranking as the third leading cause of cancer-related death worldwide. Risk factors includes chronic hepatitis infection, vitamin B and C, hepatitis B and C. Chronic hepatitis infection, hepatitis B and C leads to liver cancer. Heavy alcohol use also and aflatoxin exposure also. So these are the primary versus secondary liver cancer. So hepatocellular cancer is a type of primary liver cancer, which is the main cancer, a cause of uh, third leading cause of cancer related death worldwide. Second one is a cholangiocarcinoma, which affects your bile ducts, which develops in the bile ducts. Bile ducts are tubes which connect the liver to the small intestines. So it's developed in the bile ducts. Bile duct, what are bile ducts? You know about that bile ducts help in connecting the liver to the small intestine. So early symptoms include upper abdominal pain, swollen abdomen, jaundice, unexplained weight loss, and fatigue. Causes and factors, main reason is a person suffering from hepatitis B and C, or a person suffering from cirrhosis, heavy alcohol use, exposure to alpha toxin. These are the reason. So treatment vary according to the extent of the cancer and include surgery, liver transplant, ablation, immobilization, radiation therapy, immunotherapy, and targeted therapy. So signs and symptoms of liver discomfort, swollen abdomen, pain near the right shoulder, jaundice, easy blurring or bleeding, unusual tiredness or weakness, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, weight loss, pale, shaky bowel movements, dark urine. These are the symptoms. Liver cancer is rare in children and teens. It accounts only for 1 to 2% of childhood cancer. So, types of childhood liver cancer include hepatoblastoma, is a type of liver cancer, hepatoblastoma, which appears usually seen in infants and young children under age 3. So it is the most common pediatric liver cancer, hepatoblastoma. Second one is a hepatocellular carcinoma, which occurs in older children and teens, age between 12 to 15. 12 to 14. It is rare in young children. Next one is a fibrolamellar hepatocellular carcinoma, which is a rare type of liver cancer usually found in teens, and it also found in adults under age 40. Next cancer is undifferentiated embryonal sarcoma of the liver. Is a rare type of UES, rare type of liver cancer that usually develop in the children age between 5 to 10. So, undifferentiated embryonal sarcoma of the cancer accounts 99 to 15% of childhood liver cancer. So, these are about the liver and pancreas. We have to take care of liver and cancer, pancreas, take care of body health, maintain consistency, read, write, revise all the topics. I'm going to upload the next series very soon. Stay consistent. Watch the next series. Thank you for watching.